Hi, my Scorpio friends. Welcome to your weekly forecast for April 2nd through the 28th. We're going to connect and see what's coming up for our lovely Scorpios, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, Scorpio, what is happening in the week ahead for our Scorpio friends? Sun, Moon, and Rising. Here's your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right. Your Monday, Tuesday is the Devil, Scorpio. Here we are. Here's this guy right here. All right. Some of you are really into the astrology or the astrological correspondences. So I'll go ahead and say for some of you, this could be dealing with a Capricorn. Devil is Capricorn energy, although not necessarily, okay? Not necessarily. For me, when the Devil card is coming up, it gives me a sense or a feeling that it's more so dealing with the negative ego or with fears in some way, and I will explain. So either there's this getting carried away with physical needs or physical desires. It can be being really kind of obsessing over status, like where's your career, what your title is, how much money you're making. It could be things like that. Keep in mind, we just had Libra moon over the weekend, the full moon in Libra. So Scorpio, you all can be very mood sensitive. I mean, I know because I'm a Scorpio myself. And mood sensitive people, we really feel the moon energy very intensely. We feel the release energy around the full moon. We feel tired. We may feel emotional. We may feel whatever is happening within the current full moon cycle. And in this current full moon cycle, it was about the polarities in our life. It was about seeing truth in our life. So for some of you Scorpios, you took these epiphanies of what was going on or what was holding you back, and you went to the extreme of like judging yourself a lot or being really hard on yourself or telling yourself, I should be further in life, or I should be here by now, or I should be doing this by now. And so the Spirit is wanting you to know that it's time to release those negative judgments of yourself, and it's time to come out of that enslavement. Okay, it's time for you to come out of this enslavement. Some of you in this release, those of you Scorpios who are more advanced spiritually, or who are more intuitive, or who are further along on your spiritual path, are actually breaking these binding soul contracts from past lives. And that's very heavy energy. So in the beginning of the week, you may be very tired. You may be finding yourself needing to rest. Some of you may be more emotional than usual. Do not allow this to scare you. This is a good thing because this is a part of the release. You are coming out of some kind of spiritual bondage, some kind of past life agreement which no longer serves you. You're able to break those past life agreements. Some of you, you're breaking limiting beliefs that have been holding you back, or negative family patterns or negative family cycles. You're coming into a new way of doing things, and so you're coming into this sense of freedom. Okay, so in the beginning you may feel a little bit held back, or you may be feeling a little bit restrained, or you may be feeling a lot of self-doubt, and then through that you're coming into the energy of breaking out of it, is something that I'm hearing intuitively. Some of you are coming out of a cycle of lust. Those of you who've really been putting this very, very strong energy into trying to manifest a twin flame, which is a whole other story. I need to make a video on the twin flame. I do believe in twin flame. I just believe it's widely and wildly misrepresented. But some of you are trying to call in a twin flame. Some of you are trying to call in a divine masculine or a divine feminine. Overall, whatever it might be, many of you are just trying to call in your person, or you're trying to heal a relationship in some way, okay? or you're just trying to call in your person, the right person for you, and to just kind of get rooted in life and to start your life with somebody. And Scorpios have this reputation for being very lusty people, or being very wild in bed, or being very sexual. And Scorpios can, you know, go there energetically. They definitely can, you know, have the domain, be in that domain and be comfortable in that domain. But what a lot of people don't realize is, for Scorpio, there needs to be a connection, right? Scorpio typically isn't just willy-nilly, just wild and carefree out there with everybody and everything, living it up and being this very, very amorous person. There might be some Scorpios who are, but generally Scorpios, like, they don't do small talk well. They need that connection. They need to feel that click, okay? So for that reason, a lot of you Scorpios have been going through these karmic cycles, or having these karmic soulmates, where you've had a very intense sexual connection with them, and a relationship has moved forward very, very quickly, right? And it's become very physical, and it's become very passionate, but it's also led to a lot of heartache, and a lot of release, and a lot of, like, hard lessons. And so a lot of you are breaking that cycle, okay? Some of you may even have, or, oh God, I hope this isn't true for me, but I'm hearing it, so I have to say it. As a Scorpio, I just kind of cringed a little bit. Some of you may have a romantic arch nemesis. It's like, some of you may have a Joker to your Batman, who's going to be showing up and trying to reconcile, and you're going to have to tell this person no. So this arch nemesis would be somebody who maybe has really dragged you through a lot emotionally, possibly somebody who's flat out been very callous towards you or your feelings, or really somebody who's really been a user, or an energy vampire in some way. And so a lot of you have had this on again, off again cycle with this person for years, like maybe, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, some of you. And you're going to be able to just put a stop to it this time around. Like, this time around, you're like, nope, it's not happening. It's not, you're breaking free from that person's spell. And for some of you, this is someone, and I very rarely say this. I very rarely say this because I always say that, you know, people cannot do spells on you without your consent. But for some of you, you are dealing with someone who's trying very hard to, like, access your energy through spell work, or who is, you know, somebody who does maybe dabble in the arts, as they say. And so you're finally breaking out of the energy where, like, they can't get at you. Some of you, this person's going to be shocked, because for those of you who are dealing with someone who dabbles, you know, who are dealing with some Joker who's in some kind of, you know, magic or whatever, they think this time around, like it's solid, like they have it good. They're gonna come in, they're gonna sweep you off your feet, and when it doesn't go their way, it's gonna be like mind blown. They're not even gonna know how to deal with it. But a lot of you are breaking away from some kind of karmic arch nemesis, somebody who does dabble, somebody who does do something in terms of spells and things like that. Again, I'm not focusing too much on love in the weekly reading, so if you do want more detailed love info, you can check out your love video in the description of the in the link of the description of this video. I am going to do the cross watcher video soon, and I am going to do the May love reading soon as well. But overall, something is happening in the beginning of the week, Scorpio, where you're freeing yourself from some kind of a karmic or spiritual prison, okay? Something that's been eluding you for a long time that you haven't been able to quite shake. You're coming into an opportunity in the beginning of the week to shake it, to come out of it. Your Wednesday and Thursday is the Hermit, okay? So this is a spiritual card. This is, some of you who watch the videos on this channel have heard me say in the past, the Hermit could very much be a card that I kind of see as the caterpillar going to the cocoon, about to be a butterfly. It's this withdrawal where maybe you're pulling away or taking time for yourself, but it's coming in this energy of growth and positivity. So even though you're spending time alone and you're wanting to be alone, it's not because you're depressed. It's not because you know, there's something wrong in your life. It's just more you're trying to make sense of things, and you're trying to find clarity, and you're trying to figure out who you are in this new stage as you're breaking out of these negative or toxic or karmic elements that have been holding you back. Scorpio, you've got two major significant major arcana cards coming in back to back. So this is going to be a week of massive shifts for you. Some of you are terrified because you are, for the first time in your life, seeing your full potential, realizing how powerful you are, having a better understanding of what your calling or what your purpose is in this life. And some of you are feeling very terrified by this. Some of you are feeling very overwhelmed. Some of you Scorpios are meant to be spiritual teachers. Some of you Scorpios are meant to come and bring about some change. And there's gonna be things along the way. The Devil card coming up in the beginning of the week is one of them. You know, some of you are gonna be dealing with the energy of self-doubt and just feeling like, I don't deserve this, or I can't do this, or I'm not good enough. And some of you may have people kind of trying to get inside your head and scare you and put you down and shake your confidence, because that dark energy doesn't want to see you succeed. But at the end of it, my dears, as we're coming into this hermit energy, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, because this is a life purpose. This is a crucial thing, right? And if the universe has chosen you for some cosmic service, there's really no way out of that, my darlings. There simply isn't. There simply isn't. I mean, things will continue to go wrong until you do what needs to be done. Very much like Jonah, you know. I don't want to get all preachy or get all biblical, but Jonah trying to run away from doing his work in preaching and, you know, teaching the people. There was the storm at sea, right? And he, you know, jumped off of the boat and was swallowed up and spit back out, and you know, just finally went and he did what he needed to do. And so even then too, you know, he went and he warned the people. He said, if you don't change, you know, there's going to be destruction coming upon the city. And the people repented and they changed, and then he was furious. Like, I went through all of this and they're not even going to be destroyed. Like, some of you Scorpios are dealing with that thing. You're dealing with coming into this acceptance of this path or this purpose, right? And so a part of this is going to be having to surrender your will of how it goes. You're having to surrender your desire for the outcome, and just understand that your purpose or your job is simply to deliver a message, or it's simply to bring in some kind of help or some kind of aid, but you can't force someone to do it. Very much like dealing with a soulmate who you have a soul contract with. I talked about the karmic soulmate, of the abusive person you're going to break free from. Some of you are going to have other soulmates coming in where you're holding space for this person. You're being a light in your life. You're giving them an opportunity for a second chance to make a change, to reach their full potential, to come into a healthy and happy union with you, especially those who are more on a spiritual path. And all you can do is be that person, but you need to respect the free will of that other person. They may not make use of this opportunity you're providing them with. You're this little lifeboat that's coming out to them out at sea, and some of them are going to decide not to get on. Some of them are going to say, I'm going to stay out here in the ocean, I'm going to drown to death, and I'm going to bitch about it the whole time, but I'm not going to accept this opportunity for change. I'm not going to step into this light. I'm not going to come into union with you and climb into the boat. Rest assured, if this happens, you are not to be meant to live a life alone forever. Some higher soulmate will come in, or someone else will come along. But a lot of you Scorpios right now are going through this time where you feel like there's transition. You're not sure where it's going. You feel some people are going, some people are leaving. You feel some job might be coming to an end, and you don't know what the next thing is. And Spirit is saying, look, you don't worry. Don't be afraid. You're on the right path. You're being directed. You're being guided. Right now is just a moment for you to be in that hermit energy and to connect to your higher self, to connect to your intuition, to connect to your higher power, and everything else is going to begin to become clear and fall into place. Okay? But right now is the time for you to allow yourself to remember how powerful you are, why you are here, and to just be in this connection with your higher power, and then allow spirit to work out the details of how things are going to move along and where the abundance is coming from and what's going on. You will receive instruction, but right now is the time of just letting yourself be in the cocoon and have the transformation. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is Three of Wands. And Three of Wands is a card of basically point of no return, okay? But in a positive way. Three of Wands basically says you're coming out of the box. Something creative is happening, some collaboration, some entrepreneurial idea, some opportunity to travel, some relationship that you are embarking on that will forever change your life. And once you take a step in that direction, there's no going back to the old life. But the message here is a positive one, because when we look at the card itself, we have this man here and he's looking out over the sea at these ships. These ships are carrying his goods. He's a merchant, okay? He put together some goods, he gave them to the ships to take to foreign markets, and he's watching them sail off. That's it, dude. It's out there. It's gone. He can't change his mind. You know, this isn't a time or an era where he can pick up a cell phone and say, hey, I changed my mind. Don't take my stuff to market. I don't think it's ready yet. I want to work on it a little bit more. I don't want you to put it out there. He can't do that. It's gone. Those ships are gone. He can't swim after them. They're too far away. It's out there. So some of you are putting something out there that you're not going to be able to take back, but you're not supposed to take it back, because this is the time to come out of the comfort zone. This is the time to expand. This is the time to come into a new energy of being seen, of being acknowledged, of receiving abundance. And what you've started cannot be undone. It goes back to the whole message that was coming in midweek. When you have a purpose, or when you have something that Spirit is asking you to do or putting you in charge of doing, that life purpose stuff, there's really not much of a way out of that, okay? We have free will in many ways. We have free will and free choice and free decision in many, many things. But when there's some kind of a cosmic assignment, not really a way out of that, right? Like, that's the whole thing of humbling ourselves to the will of something greater than us. So know that it is, happening for your benefit, right? But it may also be a little bit scary because it's pushing you out of your comfort zone. So, Scorpio, this is a big week. This is a big week. Some of you are, just finally, like I said, facing some arch nemesis, the Joker to your Batman. And some of you are just facing your own fear. It's just your own self-doubt, your own insecurities, because you're being launched or propelled into something very, very big. Very, very big, okay? If the very big opportunity or the very big thing isn't clear this week, and where it's not being offered to you in this week, rest assured it would most likely happen before we come into the summertime. But there may be things happening behind the scenes, okay? So you may not have that big launch happening Friday or Saturday, but you may be doing something where the big launch is going to be coming. It's affecting or causing this big launch to happen. This big launch being this three of Wands, okay? So very big energies coming in. Be sure to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos as well, because some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. It's also a nice way of getting a little bit more extra information, a little bit more personal for you and your energetic makeup, depending on where your planets fall in your chart. It's very, very helpful to do so. You may need a private reading. I'm more than happy to give you a private reading, but my next available is in May, and then mid-May I'm going to be closing up shop for a few weeks, and I won't be doing any readings for a few weeks in May. And then when I do come back, the calendar is going to be very limited, guys. I've prayed on it. I've meditated on it. I set out to do this channel almost a year ago. Not quite a year, but almost a year that I've been making videos. And I've always intended to do weekly videos for you for forecasts. But the intent and the guidance from the beginning was to do more spiritual guidance videos, more meditation videos, more DIY videos, videos on how to connect to your, to your guides and to your intuition. And I haven't been able to get around to them. And so I need to start making time to do that. I need to start putting that out there for people because people need it. And at the end of the day, that's going to be more helpful to you than a reading, to be honest, But again, I like doing readings. I love doing them. I'm happy to do them. But I'm going to have to cut back on the private reading schedule because I need to make sure I have enough time for my Patreon patrons. I really appreciate their support. I need to be there for them more. I need to do the more free videos and the guidance videos for the people who can't afford, private readings. And I'll still be doing private readings, but I'm not going to be doing them 7 days a week. I did 7 days a week. I cut down to 5 days a week. That's still been too much. So it's going to be less. It'll still be available, but there might not be as many time slots available. But if you want to book a private reading, you can go to the Calendly link in the description and go ahead and see the different reading options there. I thank you so very much for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for being here, my dears. I'm wishing you a fabulous week.